morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today being Tuesday, the 13th of July or the 4th of June in the 9th year of Chongal Group. Let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Chariot. Kumbe. Haro. Let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족맨세 8. 전일국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 전일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 천산 천국의 해방권과 속방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges having entered the era of Chongyalguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. Thank you. I'd like to ask Doug if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Morning, Heavenly Parent, True Parents. We are very grateful to be gathered here together every day for Zoom. It has been an extraordinary experience, Father, and a very providential experience that this opportunity is given to us at this time, at the beginning of this, relatively at the beginning of this 7-year course. Heavenly Father, I woke up this morning and I was thinking that your highest hope, Father, is that we can see you inside each other. So here we are every morning facing each other through Zoom. We're not alone in prayer. We're less isolated than ever before. Heavenly Father, please help us to really experience what it is like to see you in every brother and sister, and to put that first in our lives. Not only just to know you and to focus on you first, Heavenly Father, but finding you in humanity, in our brothers and sisters, in people's expressions. This is really the mountain that we have to climb after all of fallen human history. We must meet each other as if they were God. The very beginning of True Mother's memoirs, this was pointed out, and Reverend Yutaka has pointed it out from the very, very beginning. And it is a challenge, Father, because there's so much history and so many things. Please help us to overcome it and climb this mountain and truly awaken to see that when we're talking to another person, we're actually looking and talking to God first and foremost. And that would really help change this world. We thank you. We report this in the name of Douglas Mary and Carlos Moriarty. Bless Central Family and all blessed Central families together. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning with us. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Fundoke, our Heavenly Parents Holy Community. We are really a beautiful community to come together and to offer our chanson and also heart to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Beginning of the day, we are grateful to see each other and spend the time this morning together. So let's have a great moment. And also now, the weather is changing every time, so please always take care of yourself. Thank you for our Mr. Arai for your sharing yesterday. Please take care of your body, and those others, please also keep our healthy body always. It's really important. So because originally there are some international leaders meeting was prepared from today and tomorrow, centering on international headquarters, but because of COVID in situation in Korea, this one was postponed. So really in each area, still COVID is getting increasing or serious, and even Sydney in Australia is also increasing every day, right? So this restriction is continuously going. And also in Japan, now in Japan, in Tokyo, they are preparing about Olympic, but they also decided to carry on the Olympic without audience. So really many situation is going on. So how we will find a way adjusting and really fulfill the wishes and there is a hope which God is having to us. This is very important. So really put our chonsong and heart and really find the message and also connect with our Heavenly Parents' heart, and let's really go forward and proceed ourselves. Maybe some nation is still free, COVID free. If there is no COVID, please also freely do your best. And even there is COVID, please let's find a way and let's do our best. So let's continue today also. Mother of Peace, our true mother's autobiography. So from yesterday, our true mother's sharing is entering or started about ocean providence. When we think about ocean providence, automatically we have to think our importance of our region, our Oceania. There are many kind of nation, there are many kind of region in the world, but which region has the ocean like Oceania? That's why if Oceania doesn't concern about ocean providence, if Oceania doesn't think about ocean providence, then who can inherit, who can develop of this providence? There are so many providence that were put in place when True Father was here, and also now True Parents is doing. Of course, we were not ready at the time in terms of human resource, finance, and environment. That's why some providence could not continue. But that does not mean that those expectations, wishes, and meaning have disappeared. And now the time has changed. There must be many things that can be done that were difficult to do before. So how we can find a way again, and how we can develop again, and how we can invest again. Surely there is some person who feel the calling by God, calling by heaven. So we organize the team and really make a structure again and to develop. Then really can find the team, people, even finance, and create the environment, and we can continue develop those providence again. So we can imagine in Oceania nation, so many beautiful island, beautiful nation, and beautiful island. If we can connect all nation by some way, like playground, freely we can go this island nation to this nation, traveling and doing together. How much beautiful. When we shared last time about the international highway project, some person, I remember some person shared about doing some connect by speedboat nation by nation. So really this is beautiful. Even currently there is many kind of restriction because of the border, national boundary, but in the future, in the ideal nation, there is no more nationality, no more border, no more separation. Surely that they will come to go together and go freely without, maybe without passport. We can visit the nation and we can do together beyond the nation. That's why this is our future and this is the vision. So we can imagine that kind of the future world. And with this imagination, we can make a plan, we can dream, and we can visualize. Then many idea, many inspiration will be coming. So how we can share those things through the internet, online, and share to the world people, then we can find a way through connection by internet, IT, or high-level technology, and come together in the world level and create that. That's why now we are sharing about the ocean providence. Surely there is many kind of potential here, and many dream and wishes of God is this place. So let's think about that and create the new culture and continue about new future. So I will continue about Trumada's autobiography. My husband and I took great pains to offer sincere devotions at such times, having found the road to the salvation of humankind and world peace. We have endured a severe lifestyle. During those times of difficulty, the sea would reward me with a clarity of purpose and the heart to embrace others. It gave me the energy I needed to continue on. So Trimada also sharing about the difficult life, several situations at the time. And if we went to the ocean on the boat, the wave, severe wave is not easy situation. And even there are many kind of pain. Of course, not only ocean, even any kind of providence time, to parents spent and went through those painful or severe environment. So even that kind of situation, to the parents really carry on in order to save the people and in order to fulfill the creating the peaceful society and peaceful world. So when Trimada spend the time in the ocean, also mother get many kind of energy in the nature. So mother is sharing. So once three parents went to the ocean from the early morning before sunrise, they come back to the land again after sunset and really late night. I think if I heard when three parents go there around maybe before 5 a.m. and come back almost 2 a.m. So whole day stay in the ocean and come back because centering on the providential target, continuously pray and invest there. So yesterday also our Mr. Arai shared, the father came to Australia, to Cairns, and try to catch the fish, black marine, right? Invest there and try to catch the fish. So those places where there is connection with our three parents' providence or three parents' heart, this place can be the footprint project place. And also we can educate young people through the same kind of way. So we have to prepare well. If someone come, surely someone person want to visit the place where the parents have visited. So Cairns or the fishing place is also a good place for Australia footprint project. Have you been to Cairns? So those places, if you go there, please go and to the fishing together. Then you can remember how our three parents invested that place. We often took young members with us to fish on the high seas in small good-go boats that my husband had a part in designing. We wanted to raise them to become leaders who could work anywhere. When we stayed in Kodiak, Alaska, young people from around the world came to receive our teaching. I did not lecture or preach to them. I only offered the advice. Go out to sea. On the sea, you will discover what God wants to teach you. So true parents continuously educate and train the young peoples. So where is the good training place? This is the ocean. So when they go to the ocean and spend the time for 1 week, 10 days, and 40 days, only they did like this, then already they can find many kind of their limitation. Also maybe foreign nature, their moving of their heart, and also limitation, physical limitation. They can feel, they will face many kind of challenging. That's why already spending time into the ocean, on the ocean itself, this is really training. I have also experience in Thailand, not 40 days, just 3 days continuously stay at the ocean. So staying 3 days to fishing, and sleep on the boat. So that time there are many kind of feeling or physical limitation is coming. So much sleepy or really vomiting feeling, and body condition is not simple. And every day, this is not enjoying fishing. Even stay 3 days. So almost how many hours? Around 72 hours there. Oh, this is really not easy. Eating fish is of course delicious in the beginning. 1 meal fish, 2 meal fish, 3 meal fish, and 9 meal only fish. This is really not easy to eat only fish. Enjoy, delicious is delicious, but every time fish. So for 3 days, really I have many feeling that time. But how about our true parents? Not only 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, sometimes really 40 days, investing from early morning until the late night. That's why this itself, that's why mother also said, I advise the young people to stay on the ocean. So only itself become the really great training. A typical fishing day began with young people rising in the small hours of the morning, donning knee-high rubber boots and sailing with us into the distant sea amid an ice wind. When we reached a point in the vast ocean with nothing but water in sight, we would begin the struggle to catch salmon or halibut. Halibut are flatfish live on their bellies deep on the ocean floor. I once hooked a halibut of Kodiak that weighed over 90 kilograms, 200 pounds. Seeing such a large fish flapping widely on the deck is unforgettable. It makes such a noise. The fish was so gigantic that if you held it upright, you could hide 3 women behind it. So in Alaska, I heard the Alaska ocean is really cold in the winter time and really hard. I think some of you have experience in the fishing in Alaska, right? Alaska winter ocean is really cold. So three parents woke up early morning, prepare, went there, and came back again at 2 a.m. And also they go again around early morning without almost sleeping. So three parents investment, the spending time is not easy. And maybe some of you have experience. You also go together. So if three parents do this without sleeping, how about our leaders and members? You could sleep also. You cannot sleep. You will follow together without sleeping early morning and until night time. So really, when we see this one, our leaders' attitude is also important. Three parents always leading the providence in the front line. Now his mother is leading the front line to share and shed tears, blood, and sweat, and chansong, and go there by themselves with hardship and overcoming all kind of painful situation. True parents showing the way and leading the providence. That's why our all brothers and sisters, leaders, we could continue and we could go together. So during this true parents' lifetime on this earth, we could see our true parents, true father's life. We could see our true mother's life physically. So this moment is how much precious. This time period doesn't come again forever. Spend time with true father, spend time with true mother. This time period is only this time. That's why how much precious we should understand. Now our elder brothers and sisters, you had an experience with true father and you could share. But our generation or next generation, they could not meet true father anymore. And now we could share about true mother's life story and spend everything. Rally of Hope, true mother is preparing unified heavenly unified Korea and how to go to North Korea. We could see those providence every time, but our children, grandchildren, next generation, they could not feel, they could not experience physically our true mother. That's why now this time period actually not simple, not normal situation, really precious, important moment. So we have to think again and again, and really we have to do our best. When we got back to shore late that night, completely exhausted and as withered as green onion kimchi, I was still full of joy. On days like that, and even on days when I did not catch a single fish, I learned about perseverance, the law of nature, and overcoming the challenge of rough seas. I call this the spirit of Alaska. If young people want to think big, they should go out to sea. It's easy to follow a set path on land, but not at sea. In just a few hours, a sea that had been like a calm lake can turn into a roller coaster ride on ferocious waves. Young people who train themselves on top of these waves can achieve great dreams. So spending time a day on the ocean, this is not simple situation. Whole body will be exhausting. So how about Trumada's expression? Very interesting. Completely exhausted, like the wizard as green onion kimchi. So like that, people's body become exhausted. So if can get the fish, even physically difficult, but if can get the fish, energy will come out, become exciting. But spend the day, whole day there, but cannot catch even one fish. Really physically, internally, artistically, so much exhausted. So Trumada is sharing, really, she was so much joy and exciting because she could find overcoming and also the perseverance, the law of nature, overcoming challenging, and she could learn and also train and also developing. That's why she could find the greatness on the ocean. So this is the Alaska spirit. So Mother is talking about to the young people. If young people could overcome on the ocean, then even any kind of dream, you could fulfill that. So really in the Oceania, we have to think, what is really God's will, God's vision? We have to prepare those kind of the training ground. Then if we can provide the way to create your dream, maybe we can invite many kind of young people in the world. If you join this Ocean Providence, surely you can fulfill your dream. Can you achieve your dream or not? Then maybe young people can come. So in Oceania, we can prepare something to invite and inherit this providence. The meaning and significance of the ocean providence. As part of their effort to address humanity's food shortage, Tree Parents established the ocean providence. The sea has key to equalizing the standard of living and solving 75% the world's food shortage. The future generation need to invest research into the development of marine resources. The ocean providence started in the 1960s and expanded in Alaska, Pantanal, South America's Amazon, and the banks of the Paraguayan River. Tree Parents continue to be concerned about the people who suffer from hunger and face starvation in places like Africa. This became much of father's motivation for training members in fishing. This heart of wanting to save people from starvation bore fruit with the development of fish powder products that food aid programs are now utilizing as a protein supplement. So Tree Parents organizing many kind of ocean providence. You can see Tree Parents fishing Cheonsong. So always offer the Cheonsong. This is photo from early day 1960s. Tree mother also do the fishing together. So there you could see that. Tree Parents fishing Cheonsong for the providence of restoration from 1960. Champion Lake also 1980. Boston, Alaska 1990. South America, Pantanal and Jeju and Yosu. So many things. So how can you see this big fish? Really big fish. Father said 1,000 pounds. I found 1,000 pounds is around 450 kilograms. So really heavy. 450 kilogram. I'm not sure what is 450 kilogram. How about our car? How many kilogram our car? So anyway, 450 kilogram is really heavy. So True Father also catch this big fish. And True Mother said 200 pounds. This is also big fish. So center of the ocean providence in the US, Gloucester, Massachusetts. So this is very heavy and bigger fish. So we could see this. And center of the ocean providence in United States, Alaska, in an effort to resolve humanity food problem. He focused on fish raw material and expanding the marine business. So Tree Parents organized the marine business to save the people and solve the starvation. International Seafood of Alaska, and also ISA, a Seafood of Alaska ships to Japan, and also North Garden, those things in Alaska. So you could see this training ocean church leaders and fishing tournament, Japanese women marine leader education, and raising world peace through fishing, founding of the World Sport Fishing Federation, and also Sport Fishing World Chairman's Cup tournament. So those fishing tournament also carried on before. And I know that some providence in New Zealand and some Oceania nations still continue those fishing tournament. So originally there was planned this year also if there is no COVID, so we can continue those things. That's why fishing providence, how we can continue. So through sharing about True Mother's autobiography and sharing about True Father's message, we can get some inspiration, and surely some people is waiting for this special providence. So if we don't give up, if we don't stop thinking, then really we can find the people and we can find all resources and we can create this ocean providence. So as the region of Oceania, as the island nation and our 14 nation, really find a way and let's create this providence. So really, I appreciate your mother to share those vision and also to father's investment. So let's see our Chon Song-gyeon message also. Why were the ears created? It was to capture the vibration that pass by in the air and to harmonize them. Look at the air carefully. It has a large auricle and a small auricle, providing the ability to screen sounds appropriately. When a loud sound is caught, the large auricle cleverly reduces the volume. If a loud sound were to enter the ear straight, it would shock the eardrum. So father is talking about ear. So how is the structure? If big sound is coming, then make this volume down. And if small sound is coming, then this ear can collect this sound and to listen well. So when we see the structure itself, we can see that each structure has meaning and the role. So when we see our ears, we can find that this kind of the special role and also the meaning. That is why the large article lower the volume, buffering it to the small auricle. Without this, the air would have a problem. The ears did not know anything about this, but the causal being who had a purpose for them knew it from the beginning. That is why the ears were made the way they are. Someone knew and shaped them like that. We do not know whether this is the creator or not, but there is someone or something there. That's why when we see the structure of ears, we could find through this purpose, through this purpose of each part, already this ear is prepared for this world, which there is sound, there is big sound, there is small sound, there is many kind of sound, and people surely will talk with someone, and people will get sound, and this sound is coming from in front, and those sound, how to effectively receive those sound into the human body. So all things already prepared, and in order to receive effectively to those sound, this ear was created this kind of shape. That's why when we study this structure of ears, already this ears was known. This ears was prepared based on the precondition. There is already sound. There is already another people, and they speak each other. These things are preconditioned already there before creating or based on this creation. That's why when we see our human body, even each part of human body, we could see there is precondition. That's why Father is mentioning some existence. We don't know creator is exist or not, but someone who know that those environment already created this kind of human structure. That's why when we study each parts, even each parts of human body, maybe each part of the natural world, we could find the speciality, and we could imagine the existence who created this world. So still many people could not understand, could not recognize God. But if we study more, and if the scientists discover the speciality or special law in the world, they cannot deny God. They cannot first existence or fundamental existence. That's why we have to study about God. We have to study more, and then we have to share our God to the peoples. So each environment, that's why we could find maybe some reason why this COVID case is happening now. many kind of situation is happening in this world. Each things have a reason, each things have a meaning and some kind of purpose. So we have to find that. Through finding, discovering, surely we can meet God, we can feel God, and we can share God to the peoples. So today we share about ocean providence, about God. So continuously we will develop our way, develop in our place, and connect our Heavenly Parents' will, and we will fulfill our human beings' wish and also the vision. So thank you very much everyone for joining today's Fundokai. Today is also starting new day. Let's create a great moment and offer the happiness and greatness to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, as always. You're just bringing it to life for us to really connect with our true mother and true father. And this topic of fishing is really close to Father Sati. Went fishing all the time. I must admit, I'm not a natural, even though my parents were from an island and did fishing every day when they were young. I myself am not that inclined. I'm personally not a fishing person and more a tech person. I'd rather sit at a computer. But I've been fishing, and the thing that came to me was the perseverance. You really have to persevere, get up in the small hours. And we're at the Pantanal, and we went on the boats and went onto the river in the early morning and traveled down, and I saw the caiman and the things in the river, and I mean, let alone small things. I noticed. I mean, going in down the Pantanal in Brazil, there's just so many insects and so many mosquitoes, and let alone putting up with the water and the waves and the shaking of the boat, but all these other things as well. And I spent a lot of time just focusing on all of the things that were getting in the way of fishing. So I never found fishing enjoyable. I always found it a struggle. So this idea of perseverance, really had to overcome myself over and over again just to do it. So yeah. So yeah, open it up. I'm sure there's lots of people. Yes, Kim, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yesterday I had to go to work early. I just wanted to say, I mean, what Reverend Yamada is saying is sort of makes me think back. It's been a long providence, and a very complex one. And in Australia, I just wanted to acknowledge Mr. Arai and all the brothers and sisters that worked in his business as volunteers in the early days, and Chris, who took responsibility for the first boat, that Good Go boat that came over here, and James Babb, who worked with the boats in Melbourne, I think, and many others, I guess, in their own way. And then in the fishing tournament, all the brothers and sisters that came to help at that time. And Leon Pagoni in New Zealand, who amazingly, I remember when I first met him in New Zealand, and he didn't know anything about fishing. I went out with him, and he had very, very rudimentary fishing gear, and but he really had a vision and a real strong desire to do ocean providence. And he's continued to this day, and managed, I think, to really catch the balance between not just fishing, but also outreach to many people. Actually, New Zealanders, they love their fishing. unbelievable. When you go there, every bridge across a river is covered with people lining up fishing, or and they have so many fishing tournaments. It's unbelievable. You could have a fishing tournament every day in New Zealand. Go to one, but anyway, yeah, Leon really has continued even difficult circumstances. So I remember, it's an old anecdote, but I met Karen Judd Smith once, and I knew that she had been a pioneer in Gloucester and working on boats with Father and Ocean Providence for many years. And I said, "Oh, I'm doing that." And she said, "Oh, why?" I was shocked. And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "It takes so much money." So that's the bottom line. If you want to run boats, the only boats that are good boats are ones that make money. And so you have to get the right balance between, you know, to be able to have the income as well as be able to do the outreach and so forth. My hope was that when we had the boat here in Queensland, that some of the second gen would get the bug, but unfortunately none of them really did. So because it does take a sort of a total investment. It's can't half thing. It takes a total investment to make it work. So thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Okay,
Oh,
go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I just texted you a couple of pictures, John. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're able to post those or.
Yeah.
It may be a bit difficult technically to get it from the screen quickly. So anyway, maybe sometime.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Unmute.
Yes, on behalf of Leon, in a sense, yeah, he's been pretty amazing to keep the Fishing Providence going with also Robert Shelley. Yeah, even on Sunday, he was talking to me about going down to the East Cape to go out bluefin tuna fishing. And he wants to go in August, so he's wondering if he can get some people to go with him. Because they're running at that time. But anyway, yeah, he's done a pretty amazing job to keep the Providence going in New Zealand. And because of him, many brothers and sisters could go out and have experience on the ocean. I've had I had the amazing opportunity to go fishing in Alaska. Also fishing with two parents just along the shoreline. And also catching halibut on our boat. So yeah, I had that wonderful experience. Even in Palau, we had a good go boat there that we were able to restore and go out fishing with yeah, many school friends of our kids and others. We had a small Providence going. Anyway, I was just thinking about the ocean, as Reverend Yamada mentioned. You know, we live in this water continent, and it's really our property, it's our farm, and it's like God, you know, gives you something, but if you don't utilize it, you know, it can be taken away. And I think about all those island nations out there, and their property is that huge ocean resource, and they should be the ones to be able to look after it and govern it, you know, for the sake of the bigger picture of feeding the world. So yeah, that's really New Zealand is well situated with Maori people who have got a lot of governance rights and fishing rights in New Zealand. Yeah, so there's an incredible vision. It's amazing that Father gave those good go boats at huge cost, you know, to all those island nations. I think he gave about 8 boats or 6 boats or 8 boats to Palau alone of different sizes of boats, but they all ended up along the shoreline somewhere in the mangrove swamps. Most of them, which is a really sad fact. But anyway, the important point about it is that Father had the vision, and that vision is still there to be realized. So there's a hope one day that island people particularly can be able to understand their mission to look after the ocean. None of those island nations should have to beg for money around the world. They have a huge fortune all around them in the ocean. So that needs to be the vision that we have, that we can give when we relate to political leaders, to give them a vision for Oceania, how Australia and New Zealand can invest in the island nations for the future. So we need that big vision that Father gave us and transfer that to those leaders of our nation. So it's waiting there to be done, and whoever takes on that board, heavenly fortune will come with them and have wonderful experiences, an amazing dream in life if they can do that. So when you think of Jin as really amazing brother out there in Niue, just sort of popped up out of nowhere. You know, we haven't been very connected to him for many years, although I fundraised with his father in New Zealand years ago. But they're amazing person out there waiting for us to be a center of that providence, perhaps. Anyway, a few things to think about. God bless you all.
Thank you, Jeff. Just 1 second, just to quickly show you those pictures that, well, there's only 2 of them that I got from Kim. That's one. If Kim wanted to say something in reference to them, and this is another one that he had. So it's just.
So that was 1993. Father was fishing offshore, and then Mother came in, and we were in a 40-day workshop of seminary graduates, and we were fishing off the shore, and then Mother came in, and so Mother was fishing off the shore, and she got a fish, and then later Father came in, and that's actually the back of my hair when I actually had brown hair. And Father, amazingly, he was sitting in the middle of the log, and then he slid over and slid over and slid over till he was talking directly to me for about 3/4 of an hour.
Very special moment, yeah.
It was hard to understand, to be honest. But I remember him saying in English, "You have to be tough." And he hit me in the holy place as well. But afterwards, I realized one of the husband of one of the true children came over to me, and he said, "You know, Father has never spoken to his children for that long in that way. Father, yeah, his investment in us has been amazing." Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I saw Kenji's hand up just then. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah.
And then
I just would like to add to the talk that the Jeffrey gave. So regarding the Leon as a captain for the World Sports Fishing Federation. As I think some of you may know that New Zealand is the next place for the World Fishing Tournament. Originally planned to hold in 2023, and still Father's vision that we should hold the fishing in Olympic level. That's the kind of World Fishing Tournament. And well, I was forced to sign on the note of the President Yun with the Leon and the Robert, and we are still seriously thinking to hold the World Fishing Tournament in 2023. So a lot of the support we need from the our elder brother Australia, of course. Still, yes, we keep going. Yeah, that's all. And also the Leon amazingly, they organized so far 2 webinar under the Women's Federation, the World Fishing Federation for, WSFF webinar for the protection of the nature, conservation of the nature. Actually, almost out of blue. And connecting with our island, the brothers connection, and SETI and SETI's contact, and our the World Fishing, the dedicated member such as the David Scott McIntosh, and the Jinnam, also the representative from the NUI, participated. Just I think 10 or 11 people gathered, but we learned a lot through the webinar organized by the actually Leon, and we made a kind of the platform for the network for the fishermen and the people who they engaged in the fishing industry, which is another development that he initiated, which is amazing. Thank you. Just I wanted to share.
Thank you. Okay, Reverend Ito, go ahead.
Yes, about ocean, we should review the the opening of Federation of Island Nation. I was there at the moment. Many experts of oceanology, for Japanese and the Korean and worldwide, their speech is amazing. Especially President of Marshall Island at the time, the Amata Kabua said, why God create ocean, and we are connected by ocean. In reality, ocean connect us, the water all rich, from Oceania, each nations, all ocean make us the connection. So oceanologists, some professor said diversity, or richness, and ocean has a many diversity or richness and many elements, and also, of course, there's the fishing tournament, there is in Japan first, and also in Taiwan, and also Korea. And some marshals also I attended, get first prize, and by group. Individual, I get some New Zealand people, some get. And also there's a, Marshall Island, for example, every year there are all Micronesia fishing tournament in Majuro. So if you want to see, come there, from Palau until Hawaii, all island, it made the team, and we make fishing tournament. Yeah, once we attended from Japan, I and Mr. Kimura, some, Mr. Matsuzaki for the first time, but we couldn't get any fish because the boat captain is not so good quality. We must buy boat, hire boat. Today we can't get. But later, when Dr. Kim, the former continental leader, came, and we hire boat, and we get 417 pound marine. In the end, I got, but like we get strong band and like a fight, because if marine about more than 200 kilo, if you go to the other side, we must fight with this, but smoothly guiding this fish coming, and we finally hit by the butt, collapse, and we get so great fight, fish with band together, in reality, yeah. So very, our training, amazing training in reality, and also the boat is always waving, like left, and many vomit like this. First we must, adjust this one, like a normal. Then, so many training further try to see. I did also in Alaska and Pantanal, the Paraguay River, many of these incidents, finally give us a good training for the member. But in reality today, we don't have not so much chance to do such a training. This is really, we miss this treasure, this time for a young generation. they need really such a training. Yeah, it's very rich. And also father once said in Zambia, they okay, why you don't make a fish sausage? I said the sausage man, sausage man means, that Mr. who made that sausage in Zambia. Father said to him, make fish sausage like this. Yeah, thank you very much.
He did
Thank
make
you,
some.
Ironita. Okay. It's actually time for our unison prayers. I'll just share the screen and we can pray together. Thank you. Let's begin. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. God bless.
Nice. Thank you.
Bye-bye.